Welcome back, my dark minions, to the WF News / reaction channel. I don't know, reaction video. I don't know. Today we're back to more Vshojo news. Yes, that's right. We have more Vshojo news. Somehow the situation got worse. It's in the title. The Vshojo situation got even worse somehow. This is by Rev. I will leave a link down below for you guys to watch it without my beautiful voice. But we also got two videos. This is the first one. The other one's about legal mindset and about how gunrun's probably going to go to jail. So yeah, we're going to go look at that. Hopefully some good news. And yeah, and just to let you know, I think this is like the third or fourth attempt I tried to make a video. Trust me, I've been trying to attempt to make this video. And let's just say that with the first two, thankfully I realized it because there was no audio coming, not being recorded. Update happened. So fun. And the days I decide not to test is the days somehow the videos doesn't get audio. Thankfully I managed to check on it in time. Either way, we're back and we're gonna be watching Rev and watching how the situation got worse. I already went through, thankfully, only a little bit before I realized something was wrong with the audio. Alright then, we're going to be watching this, and like I said, I will leave the links down below so you can watch it with my beautiful voice. And yes, somehow there's more Vshojo news. Every time I try to get out, they keep pulling me back in! I just want to make video reactions, random reaction videos again. I just want to play video games. I hope that after this, there's no more information besides, you know, the talents talking about it, and I'll just let them, and I'll just let those happen because I want to play video games. I had an entire week of Vshojo. I think it's time for me to go back to gaming. I want to finish Masters of Anima, for Pete's sakes. Alright, whatever. We got this. So we're here. We're going to be watching Rev. This is one of his other channel. This is his other channel, Rev. We're going to be talking about seeing what's going on. I did see something, a little bit of it. Yeah, you're gonna be very surprised on the first part. Continue on, Rev, take it away. And also, I will probably talk about some parts of here. Pause it for a bit because, like, and also give my 2 cents after each video.
Now, I'm sure most people watching this video are aware of the Vshojo situation, the now former VTuber agency that has had a very nightmarish week.
Oh yeah, it did.
Greatest and probably the greatest of all time speedruns of a major YouTuber agency of all time.
6 video on this, people.
In the matter of only a few days
on my channel.
Everything going good.
Yep.
Until Iron Mouse, their biggest talent,
revealed the truth.
VTuber talents in the world, came out with a video sharing her grievances with the company, basically saying, among many things,
it was all lies.
She owed significant funds from the company as well as $500,000+ that she raised for the Immune Deficiency Foundation,
which is supposed to have gone to charity,
been delivered to the charity as intended. That was from a subathon she did over a year ago. Nothing was given to the charity, and she's asking questions.
And this was a year ago.
Well,
a year ago,
because they were not delivering what they promised and what they should have. Because it's very simple. She did a subathon. She raised the money through subs.
It was fantastic.
Vshojo had access to her account, and within a month, when she received the payments, they should
the contracts are horrible.
Given that to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Why they did it
very quick, but a year
later, but it did it.
Nothing. And well, since then, many other talents came out with their horror stories about this company, and they also left. At this point, Vshojo has no members, and they've shut down.
They're gone.
And it's been a gigantic, rightfully so, disaster. And there's been many stories coming out from former talents.
God,
cover this on the main channel, but there's been one
there's some
I did not cover that I think is very interesting because it goes into the audition process for Vshojo.
This is where the money went. Just to let you know.
See the headline from Dexerto here.
There you go.
Saying VTuber Camilla claims that Vshojo gave hush money to creators after rejecting their auditions.
This is where the money went.
She also said Vshojo talents had called her in tears many times over neglect from the company. That doesn't sound good. Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound good. Considering how Vshojo is, these claims may be true. Like I said, considering how Vshojo is and how many horror stories we found out, Yeah, more than likely this happened. More than likely. Seriously, it just pisses me off even more about Vshojo because literally, like I said, I reiterated so many times that I literally thought they were the best until after Iron Mouse found, until after like a day after I decided to pop off and found out more and more, and it just, you know what, I regret supporting them. I regret not seeing the signs. Wish I had seen the signs, but I didn't. But yeah, this is where all the money went. So this is where all the money went. Hush money. So that's where the $5,000 friggin' dollars for the immune deficiency went. This is where it is to keep people silent. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Continue on, Rev. Sorry if I'm interrupting you.
Just adding another layer to all this nonsense. And again, what the NDAs that are going to be broken as a result of Vshojo collapsing.
Yep.
We're going to see so many stories. This, not just from people who tried to join Vshojo, but also former Vshojo talents as well.
The amount of information, the amount of content, the amount of whatever stuff that's going to come out after this. Even people who were even involved with Vshojo are going to be talking about this because, like I said, Camilla, I think, said just to give him hush money. If this is true, like I said, this is a claim, but considering how Vshojo is more like true, then that means other people that tried to audition more than likely are going to be coming out. Yeah, no, this is true. Like, I got money out of it just to not talk about this, that I got rejected. I mean, the amount of we're not gonna be this is gonna be talked about for at least another week. I mean, this week is gonna be more information happening. We may get in, depending how much more information, we may even see at least another week of this. Like after this week, we might have another week, and it'll be like 3 weeks that we've seen this kind of stuff. I don't think I've seen this much catastrophe since the Selene saga, since what happened with Sanji Selene, as far as I know. The fact that this is happening, not only is idiotic because the company is idiotic, but also saddening and disappointing. It's downright monstrous that Vshojo literally did this. I've already did this. I'm disappointed in the company. Beyond belief. I absolutely hate it, and I'm glad they're gone. The fact that they're willing to go this far to make sure their stuff is squeaky clean is so heinous. So heinous, at least to me. Because they're basically making sure that if you get rejected, here's hush money. Don't talk about with anyone else or what's behind the scenes of during the audition. Actually, in fact, I want to know, what are the auditions? That's the question. That is the question. I want to know what the auditions are. Did they say, "Oh yeah, we're looking for someone bigger"? Were they acting like that PC company? That guy, the head of the PC company, saying that, "Oh yeah, oh you don't have enough viewers, so yeah, let's go for the reroll." If that's how it is, then my God, Vshojo, dear Lord, even in auditions, you suck so bad. You suck so bad at it. Alright, sorry, Rev. Continue on.
So here's Camilla. We've talked about her on the main channel before. Okay. She was the unfortunate recipient of a harassment campaign because she did a Lolly God Requiem parody, or I guess a spin-off of that, and she was harassed into oblivion.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I'm glad she gained a lot of support from that.
Yeah.
It was a good thing. A good ending to a bad situation.
Yeah, because people are idiots.
But she had a very long post here about her process of applying to Vshojo. So
here we go. Let's see this.
I want to start by saying that the severity of my experience isn't the same as what others went through with gunrun, the former CEO of Vshojo.
Yeah.
Just wanted to share this tidbit because it affected a lot of my friends, including me. In 2022, I applied for Vshojo. I applied under my past life, her former account.
Got it.
Vshojo at the time prefaced that they were looking for specifically small streamers. I thought I'd get because I was very small at the time.
Isn't that the point?
I passed.
You did it.
I received an email saying that I would be moving to the next stage.
Okay.
As well as some of my friends.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
I and others were excited to have even passed the initial round. That alone was something to be proud
Yeah.
of. We filled out the next part. This mainly contained more technical questions.
Okay.
What's your schedule like? Are you good with handling technical difficulties?
Okay.
What kind of streaming equipment do you own, etc.?
Sorry
Submitted
that happened
and,
there.
well,
Okay, continue on.
got another email back. I made
Okay.
it to round 3. I was
All right.
so happy. I know I wasn't fully accepted yet, but
Yeah.
it was still a nice feeling.
Yeah,
So I waited.
it should be.
I waited
Should have
a few
been.
days for the next step. A few days turned into weeks.
Are you
A
serious?
few weeks turned into a few months.
Are you serious?
Nothing. I would frantically check my email almost every single day, waiting for something. Eventually, I let it go.
When did this become like an actual job now? Do you know what's funny? This feels like an actual job here. Because once you go to interview, if they don't, but for some reason they don't have to tell you you didn't pass, they just hope you don't contact them again. I should know. I tried to get a job at a movie theater, and yet I never got a call back for them. I never got an interview for them at all. Literally, I don't know what was going on there. Because to me, I think if you literally are going to reject someone, do it to them. At least tell them you're going to reject it. Because someone's want to actually try to get jobs and not wait for who knows how long. That's what my former coworker did. She was applying for something for somewhere. She was applying for a job where another former coworker was working at, and she never got a reply for like I think almost a month or two. Until she decided to keep it like, oh, okay, another month, another week. But then she decided to go look for another job. And then they contacted her, I think a few days later, say, hey, we like to regret you that we are going to not accept you. And yeah, I know, it's been like a month now. It's been a month or two now. If you're going to tell someone you're going to reject them, freaking reject them for Pete's sake. Gee, at the time, don't just wait like a month or two. And also, if you're not going to bother accepting someone for like, accepting at your workplace, then tell them straight up. Send them a message. Call them. Actually text message them that. So that way they don't have to pick up the phone and think, oh yeah, I'm excited. No, just text messages. They say, sorry, we regret to inform you that we're not going to accept you here. And that's about it. There. Done. Finished. There you go. Everyone moves on. Everyone can move on with their day lives, and people can go try to find another workplace. Because seriously, it's such a pain. It's such a pain. That only happened to me once. I'm just to let you know. Once, all right. That thankfully my other workplace where I got it basically gave me a job. I never was contacted by the movie theater ever again, at all. Never been. They never bothered to text me or call me at all. I'm not joking. They never did. All right, sorry. Continue on. That's just my grievance there. All right, so let's continue on. With this.
They moved on without a word. I was sad, sure, but more confused by the sudden disappearance.
Yeah.
A year later.
A year.
Growing as a streamer, I met so many other VTubers and learned a lot by being around them.
Mm-hmm.
One day I was chatting with a bigger VTuber, and eventually the topic of Vshojo came up. They told me they auditioned the same time I did.
What?
She made it to the final round, but they rejected her. And the finalists last minute to hire someone
What?
They already knew.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
These VTubers were given hush money,
Hush.
not to tell anyone
Money.
about it. So this is something that Vshojo has been accused of basically hiring their own favorites, people they already had pre-selected to join.
Which
the
I'm not
organization.
surprised.
They hold tryouts.
Which I have to say, this is just for show. The tryouts are just for show. It's all just for show. It was all just for show. And then, basically, look at the members they recruited under their banner. People that are already established. Already got their big places. The whole point, and literally, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense why... Wait, hold that thought. Because in my brain, that's one of the signs I didn't decide to look into. Is that, basically, hold that thought. Hold up, because Haruka Caribou was one. Oh, great, she got in. But then the second one, then there was another person. Wait, hold up. But she was already up and running. Hold up, and then I was glad for Haruka. But then after that, I kept thinking, wait, hold up. This doesn't make sense, but I like refuse to believe it. So I decided, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Bad decision for me, huh? But either way, yeah, seriously. And like I said, if this is true, because these are claims, but if these are true, this is where all the money went, just to hush people up, just so they can make people believe that it was a fair audition, it was everything was good. Boy, I thought let's continue on.
Auditions,
yeah.
And it's basically a farce because they already know who they're going to hire.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's accused that the people in the audition process were given hush money to say nothing about the process.
Say nothing, huh?
Continues on. The girls were devastated, just like the rest of us who got dropped without warning. So, thank you for wasting everyone's time, I guess. Oh, one more thing before I forget.
Okay, continue on.
You have no idea how many times your talents called me in tears, suffering due to your neglect and the way you constantly mistreated them. They weren't getting paid. They weren't getting responses from you for over 6 months, and other heart-shattering moments.
She was their therapist.
Share yet.
She
Is
can't
this
say
the
anything.
treatment you give to those who contributed to your success? No one as sweet and hardworking as them should have been treated like that and stolen from. With that being said, I dedicate this to you. It is a song from Camilla. Very good. Would recommend. I'll put a link to this in the description.
Cool.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not getting paid and all
I think I heard that one.
It aligns entirely with the narrative that's been shared by many now former talents. They're all former talents because this.
Yeah, exactly. And before he continues on, I have to say this makes so much sense where the money was going. Now, I'm just not going to talk about the money right now because this makes so much sense where the freak the money is going. Because it aligns with everything. Like I say, it aligns with everything. What's been happening for so many times. So this entire time, it was all a farce. It was all fake. It's a rat's farce that this was all basically Vshojo, Vegan Talents first, and every BS they kept spouting. This is all just jokes, huh? Do you know I have seen many audition videos because I've seen some other on the chat on YouTube because saying that they sent in their Vshojo thing, and I think I seen their I think they posted it on their shorts saying how they sent them in. Well, I guess in the end of the day, all these freaking auditions meant nothing. So all these people that did hard work and trying to get into Vshojo was all just for nothing, huh? God dang, I keep getting Vshojo keeps finding a way to get me pissed off more and more. Seriously, it keeps somehow pissing me off. I was exhausted. In fact, on Friday, I was just, so exhausted, I wasn't able to get popped up. But now I'm still, I got exhausted a little bit, but now it's managing to freaking energize me. The irony here, huh? Jeez. Freaking Vshojo. So happy you're gone.
This agency is completely dissolved. Really crazy stuff to see.
And I gotta go back in there. Sometimes it skips over a little bit.
All former talents because this agency is completely dissolved.
Okay.
Yep. Really crazy stuff to see. And of course, she'll also link the Tiltify campaign that was started by Iron Mouse for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Is this still ongoing?
$1.3 million. If there's anything good that came out of this very, very unfortunate situation,
is that
it's this right here.
They're getting double the money.
There was something.
Yeah.
That.
How much gets to 1,500 million?
Handling.
Wait. To 1,005,000.
Charitable efforts with Vshojo.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because the most likely outcome here is bankruptcy for Vshojo. And when it comes to those processes, the talents who are going to be treated as independent contractors, they're going to be on the very bottom of the totem pole, and that goes with any sort of charitable efforts from the talents.
It's disgusting.
And the investors, the banks, what have you. Their first priority, and because of everything going wrong with Vshojo, those are going to be the lion's share, right? They're getting the lion's share of everything going on with the available funds and the talents in any sort of campaigns, like the 500K that's owed to the Immune Deficiency Foundation that Iron Mouse was campaigning for.
Yes.
So unlikely. I really hope they do get what they're owed.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
some way.
It's going to be a really tough road.
It.
But yeah,
it's going to be a long road.
Experience we had to share.
Yeah.
Of course, there's more.
That's
more.
Cool. Yeah.
And it's not just the immediate hired talents. It's people who audition.
Yep.
Artists who worked with
artists, auditioners
who just simply collabed with Vshojo.
Yeah.
Who are feeling the effects of the
everybody's screwed over right now.
That's been going on for many years.
Okay.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I gotta stop it because it's at the end. But yeah, I have to agree. Vshojo has been everywhere. Has been literally everywhere. And thanks to this situation, it has basically destroyed, basically caused so many problems for not just the talents, the former talents of Vshojo, but also people who are not even not even within Vshojo. Like, for example, Camilla, who basically auditioned and they got, basically, I don't even know if she got hush money. Did she get hush money? No, considering how she had talked. Yeah. Sorry, sorry. They brought back a shake for me when they were out, when my family was out. So sorry about that. But yeah, exactly. Camilla, I don't think she got hush money. So basically, they missed one person of hush money, huh? Man, she could have revealed this sooner, but then the Vshojo was too powerful. But yeah, basically, people who are auditioning basically got hush money. Their talents were crying, going to Camilla for support. I mean, people who collab were just pretending that it was just a normal day. Now, basically found out, are you freaking kidding me? Dude, you did this to them? I mean, it is insane. It is insane, the fact that we're getting this much information and everybody is suffering from this, basically. Not only with the talents, not only for other people who collab, but also artists are getting out of it. All basically, or I think other organizations who are basically supporting Vshojo. For example, the IDF, who were glad that Vshojo was supporting them. I don't know if they announced that. But and also other basically delivery people, like also people who were certain partners with Vshojo, basically have to suffer the fact that now basically all the merchandise, well, they're gonna sell all the merchandise off as much as they can for recoup the losses. But the fact that this all happened, yeah, this all is hitting everybody hard as heck, all because of this idiotic situation Vshojo did. Vshojo not only imploded so badly that they basically caused so much damage to everybody. Made everybody lose faith in them. Not only lose faith in them, but also now wary of basic agencies now. Because now people are going to be wary of whether or not they want to join an agency now. It's insane. What's even worse is that we've had so much problems here in the VTuber scene that it just keeps getting worse. We've had it just keeps going. It just keeps going. This is for example. For example, what happened with Cinder, and now this, and then after that, Niji Sanji, which now, like I said, Niji Sanji's is literally praising Vshojo for distracting all of us from the Aster Double S situation, which literally, unfortunately, this is Vshojo's like currently suck up all the attention right now, and which is unfortunate. But I'm gonna remind everybody that, remember, Aster Double S literally is currently getting away with all the actual harassments over Niji Sanji right now, because Niji Sanji is letting him leave scot-free. Just to let everyone know here. But yeah, basically it's insane. And like I said, everybody is afraid now at this point. Now people are not only don't want to are scared to start friendships with other people because of what happened with Cinder, but now thanks to the agency, now people are probably scared to go to not trust an agency anymore, another VTuber agency. It's getting out of control here. But I'm glad that right now, currently we're starting to repair. People are starting to repair. They're starting to recover. We're starting to see people for Vshojo members starting to be finally be friends with the former members, because literally, of course, Vshojo had the reins. The more likely they were stopping them from collabing from the former members, because I haven't seen a collab with the former members at all, as far as I know. So hopefully we get to see the members, the former talents, finally start reconnecting to the other former members, because literally I want to see some healing done. I want to see all of us recover from this. I want to basically be happy to see everyone like getting together and, you know, healing everything and repairing the situation that we're currently in. Vshojo, I'm happy they're gone now. It's a shame that their employees got to suffer, but at this point, yeah, I'm glad that the company's gone, because literally they don't deserve to exist after finding out the situation. And like I said, this may be a claim, but considering how everything's happening, I would not be surprised if this is true. Because literally, that's where all the money was going. Hush money. Just so that they wouldn't reveal the stuff. It's insane. Vshojo keeps somehow getting worse, and I highly doubt this is the end. Hopefully there's just gonna be more, more horror stories, unless something significant like this, where we find out that there was hush money involved for the auditions. We're gonna see whether or not, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully it's just VTubers just coming out and telling their horror stories now, because yeah, I think we've already know enough right now, unless somehow Vshojo did something else heinous, and I will be back again on those. Right now, the horror stories, I'll let other people talk about that. Right now, yeah, we're going to move on to the next video. Yeah, and that's my piece on that one. Let's head on over to Legal Mindset and see the situation on there, and how potentially, more than likely, gunrun may go to jail. Alright, see you, Rev. Thank you for everything. Let's head on over to them. We're back. Okay, we're at Legal Mindset right now, who is currently the best law tuber right now. Basic, because he's like talking facts here. But either way, we got the Vshojo just confessed to a crime. Fast facts. We're gonna see what freaking he has to say, and and hopefully this is some good news at the end, because if gunrun potentially goes to jail, that means we got good news, because justice is gonna be served. Now, Legal Mindset, I'll take it away. I will leave the link down below for you guys to see it. Now, just let you know, this is not the first time I watched one of his videos, but I'm not really a lawyer, so I'm gonna try not to give my 2 cents in here. So, but if I try, just to let you know, I am not a lawyer. All right? Take it away, Leo. Andrew Esquire. Yeah, that sounds.
Vshojo has just confessed to a crime, specifically fraud related to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
When I saw the thumbnail, it's oh my god,
very, very long time. And we have a statement from the CEO, which just blatantly confesses to it and shows not just that fraud, but also wild mismanagement of company funds for a significant period of time. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire. This is a Legal Mindset where we teach you to be your own judge. And this is a fast facts premiere, giving you the short, quick summary version of what's going on today. Now, Vshojo is in massive hot water.
Oh, they are. Guys, this is 2 days ago, just to let you know.
That this was going to lead to insolvency. This was going to lead down the road to bankruptcy. Which we have today a confirmation, and I was entirely right.
Yeah.
They're going to go.
It was gone.
Absolutely.
They're gone now.
It's done. They're in the red. They've got massive amounts of debt. They're not profitable. They weren't profitable even with everybody there. There's no way to get back to profitability.
There's no way. It's not possible.
Done. And this has more severe consequences than just losing your Twitch emojis, which happened today on...
Which, I gotta say this right now, how they're willing to do this. I'm gonna let you know this now, because I have not seen anybody talk about this before. I think Asmongold probably talked about this, but I have no idea, so let me know in the comments. But they're willing to remove this. Twitch has removed the gunrun global emote. They're willing to do this. But Hassan is still currently on Twitch right now, as far as I know. He's still currently on Twitch. I know that has nothing to do with this video. I just need to let people know that this is removed. Hassan is still not. Alright, continue on.
Twitch, the gunrun global emote is gone. But they have a lot bigger problems
Oh, yeah.
than losing cute emotes. So we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
look at the statement by the
It's
gun run
basically-
and why this statement is absolutely insane, why it's a
Yeah,
confession,
it's-
and also
yeah, gun run has a
why
lot
it
more to
doesn't
do.
get anybody out of personal liability, why they're still going to be held liable.
Oh, yeah, there's no way.
regardless Of this
No matter what's
statement.
front,
This
they're gonna
statement doesn't move the yard line, doesn't shift anything really that
What
far.
it does,
because
he's gonna
this
get lawsuits
statement
on it.
is only a confession and does not remove any liability of him as
No.
CEO or even personal liability, which is very, very clear in this when
Yep.
you look at the factual situation. So let's read through the statement very, very
Let's
carefully.
begin. Let's see this.
And then I'm going to analyze it after we go through it. So here's a statement from Vshojo. This is on their X account, so you can go over
I know
and read
we've
that
seen this a
yourself.
bunch of times, but
this is obviously
I think
unedited,
Legal's
etc.
gonna be
So I'm
talking
gonna-
about right here. It's gonna be
Vshojo
stopping
has
most of the
failed,
times.
and
Yes.
I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down. And I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this
basically,
point.
yeah, he's literally
I've
putting
been
himself
doing
out there.
Everything I can to
He's opening himself out
fundraise.
there.
Now, I'm going to pause there with fundraise.
Okay.
When he says fundraise, a lot of people may think that's a bake sale, or this is some sort of selling cookies or whatever else. No.
No, no,
This
no,
is
no, no.
Begging for money. He's talking about loans. So fundraising, he is talking about loans. He's talking about trying to.
Okay, now
borrow
we got that.
to
Sorry,
keep
I
the
thought we was talking
company
about.
going. Let's be
I thought
very
we was talking
clear
about the other stuff. But no, here we go.
So,
Like I said, I'm not a lawyer.
And right the ship these past few months. I'm going to stop there as well. Months? No. This thing has been
No, it's
having
years.
a problem for over a year. This is
Yeah.
something that is
A year? I thought it was
in
months
financial
since it
hot
began.
waters for a very long time. This is not something that happened yesterday. It's not something that happened last month.
This
has
doesn't
been
happen
going
all
on
in one
for
go.
a significant period of time. But despite my efforts, we're in a worse
Like I
position.
said, I'm not a lawyer.
And those I care about now are paying the price.
I'm
Over
glad
the
you
past
cared
few
about
years,
them.
We raised around $11
That's the total lie on that.
million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve
Which
long-term sustainability.
was supposed to be the idea.
I can't even imagine how he wrote that with a straight face,
Yeah.
given what's happening right now.
I mean,
cannot
everything's
believe
falling apart
he
right
sat
now.
out and wrote that. Oh, this is what we wanted to do. This is what we're doing. No, you completely and utterly failed on that consistently over the long term. Over the long term, you abused and gaslit your talent. Over the long term,
Such
into non-sustainability.
idiotic gun
You
run
spent
right here.
your money on wild advertising in Shibuya and everywhere else. Just going out and trying to promote and advertise, spending money you didn't have to try to push these talents in places that wouldn't help them. You weren't giving them what they needed. What they needed
No,
was
they
a
weren't.
paycheck, the gun run.
Yes.
Not
money.
some weird station advertising.
It's
Okay,
weird.
let's
Why?
continue Here. Our funding went directly to creators
Okay.
through generous splits to view investments, infrastructure, concerts,
First of all,
events, and staffing,
that's
all
wrong.
designed to support them.
Giving them
No,
money at
that
all.
didn't actually
Yep.
happen. We also wanted our
I'll let-
talent to own the IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach.
But
for
they already
Now,
own
that
it.
did happen.
Yeah, but
credit
they
where
own
credit
it.
is due. The talents do own the IP. I've read the contract. That's true.
Yeah, but they
However,
already
despite
owned
all
it.
of our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money. Now here we go.
Here we
Confession.
Oh, here we go.
Some
Here we go. Let's
I
see this. Let's see
acknowledge.
this.
So I
Let's
am
see what
saying
legal talks
this
about
happened.
this.
Some of the money spent by the company
Mm-hmm.
was raised in connection with talent activity. So he is confessing to the fact that they diverted funds which were intended to pay their talents. And they're
Also
calling
the
them
charity.
talents, by the way, because if
Yeah.
they call them employees, they'll be screwed under labor law. They're using the
Yeah.
language specifically talent because they know that they're trying to frame.
They
talent
still-
as independent
they're still
contractors
screwed
and
anyway.
that.
They're still screwed anyway.
They owed money to the talents and they spent it. They misallocated it. And then
Misallocated
he
my
goes on
blood.
to say,
Like I
so
said, I'm not a
some of the
lawyer.
money spent by the company, so saying it was spent by the company, right? Misallocated, was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned.
Ah.
Keyword he put in later learned.
Later learned
The
my
words
butt. We found
later
out that's
learned.
not true.
Are him trying to get off the hook personally.
First of all,
He says, I later
there's evidence
learned
that
was intended
he actually
for
knew,
a
possibly knew
charitable
that this is true.
He
That
is
this was
trying-
actually charity.
What he's trying to do here is say, oh, I didn't have personal knowledge of where the money was going in my company. You know, dollars come in, dollars go.
So sorry about that. I have to say this, that if you didn't know, then which there's no way you didn't know, because because if I remember, he retweeted the subathon. I think retweeted that. So either someone in the company literally did not tell him, and just took the money and just spent it, or he's lying. Either way, it's not looking good for the gun run, and this is going to be legal action. Now he's more than likely going to have to go to freaking jail for it, because literally, when someone is lying here, and it's more likely gun run. Sorry, continue on.
Out. I don't know anything that's going on. I had no idea, no knowledge that this money should have gone to a charitable initiative. We just got a massive amount of money. We just got $500,000, and it just slipped through the cracks. That's like a couple pennies just falling in the couch.
Slipped through the cracks, my butt.
In no world,
Here, here it is.
does this hold up under any sort of investigation. Even the most cursory investigation, you need to know where $500,000 go.
Yeah.
This is not 250. This is not tree fitty.
Yeah.
This is $500,000 that just poof went somewhere.
Yeah.
And as the CEO, you certainly have the
you
responsibility to understand the major financial operations
find out
of the
if-
company. And yes, there's other officers that are on the line.
There are officers here.
I can hear Tectone in the background screaming up, it's not just a gun run. Yes, okay. Tectone, chill, bro. We all respect you, but you got to calm down. Of course, there's other people that manage the finances. There's other officers. There's the CFO that quit. There's the management officer that quit. There's other officers that
Everyone's
left. We talked about the officer
tried to
that
get
left
away from
2
the situation.
months ago, and he just
They're not gonna be able to.
posted, he tagged gun run, and he's like, bro, what's going on? No, bro.
No,
Sorry, bro.
No, you're
Sorry,
too late.
bro.
No.
Leaving
You're too
2
late.
months ago doesn't get you
Yeah.
off the hook.
No, it
This
doesn't.
thing has been going on for a while, at least in terms of the people not being paid, and also in terms of the charity misallocation. This is something that was done in the past. So if you were there as an officer 2 months ago and you quit, you're not necessarily off the hook. When the investigation looks at this, they get into the emails, they get into the documents, they get into, okay, what happened here? There at some point is going to be revealed a number of people, not just the gun run, but definitely including the gun run, that were involved in taking those funds and
There's
putting
gonna be a
them
lot.
other places. There were
I'm agreeing with
discussions
him,
that were had.
but like I said,
and even
I'm not a
if they were
lawyer.
had in person, someone's going to crack, someone's going to break. No one wants to go to federal prison. This is wire fraud. This is misallocation of funds.
Someone's getting down. Someone's getting hit here.
Various other state and federal laws. This is no good, right? And assuming once again,
Now, before I continue on this, remember, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying in saying this, that if he really didn't know anything, then someone else under the branch was literally stealing money. Like, some of them were like working together to make sure Gun Run did not. That's Gun Run. Now, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying that may be Gun Run's saving grace, but he's still responsible for everything else. At least he won't be charged for that. At least. I don't know. I'm just saying, if he really didn't know, that means somebody else was hiding the money and just kept telling you, no, everything's fine, everything's good, I got everything, it's all fine. This money is just it's just expenses, we got everything. Somebody's lying here. Gun Run can might get away for that one if somebody else was lying and didn't tell him at all. But I'm just saying, I'm not a lawyer. That's just me. Like I said, this is legal mindset here. That's just my 2 cents. I'm just, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying.
assuming on the face that all the facts we have are true, which I have no reason to believe because they've confessed this now. They've said, no, we actually misallocated the funds. There's no further proof needed other than getting into who's liable. And if we can pierce the corporate veil, that means holding individual officers, individual employees responsible personally for these misdeeds. Yes, we need more investigation as to as to certain people, and
someone is responsible here.
There's a strong possibility that may happen, and I indeed hope that happens for some of these people.
Yeah,
trying to sink
lawsuits
their head
need
in
to
the sand
happen
and say, "Oh, I later learned." No, bro.
Lawsuits need to happen.
Let's show the proof here too. Let's show the proof here too. The gun run knew. He knew at the time. Here is literally the gun run saying, "You did it, Mouse." October.
There we go.
2024.
Woo! Right here.
October 1st, 2024, saying you did it, Mouse.
Everyone was
Really,
congratulating
the
congratulating
only
her.
thing that he needs to know is the feds will be looking at this post, right? So that's all he needs to know. Live tweeting during a Fast Facts. But yes,
nice.
No, that's all we need to know is that statement is there. We've got pictures of him with Mouse fundraising. So we see this guy out there fundraising. We know he knew at the time, afterwards, before. He knew at all points of this. He knew what was going on. He was not an ostrich with his head in the sand. He knew what was going on. Let's finish the statement here. Let's finish the statement.
All right.
At the time, we were working hard to raise additional capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on information available, we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. What that means is they were trying to get a loan. They used the money.
They were trying to cover their butts.
Right? They're
trying to cover
misallocated
their
the
butts.
charity money, right? To try to pay current expenses because they thought they could get another loan. They were already in debt. They were already $2 million in debt, and they couldn't.
How many
do it.
loans
And
did
it
they
says
get?
right here, we were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry. So, right there, that last one too, guys. That last one is very true. I made the decision to pursue funding. What that means is,
Here you go.
he made the decision to not pay the talent.
Yeah, so he knew.
And to keep the ship going a little
So
longer.
he knew. Like I said before, I just say that maybe somebody was lying to him, but also at the same time, does that mean he knew about the whole situation? So someone, either he's lying or somebody else lying, something's happening over here. So, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but something is happening. I'm not giving benefit of the doubt on anything. I'm just giving my 2 cents here, but somebody's lying here. Somebody's lying, and more than likely, Gunrun may have known everything. May have known what's been going on. He was the one that started this whole shebang. He's the one that knew about everything. He's the one that hired the people, so he must have known everything was happening. So there's no freaking way that he did not know about the fundraising. Like I said, I'm not giving benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying I'm just giving my 2 cents here. I'm just saying that maybe he really didn't know about the fundraiser thing, but in the end of the day, it seems unlikely. So we're gonna see whether or not. Hopefully, like I said, lawsuits happen, so that way we can see what's going on. Because something needs to happen. I need to know what is happening, who's responsible, who needs to get hit with a lawsuit, and Gunrun needs to more than likely need to go to prison for this, because literally he's basically done so much stuff, embezzlement, basically stealing from the talents, literally withholding funding. It's gonna get out of control. Now, with a good lawyer, maybe the talents can be transformed into employees, but who knows? I don't know. Let's continue on.
So instead of paying the talent, even if that meant they would have had to close down, instead of doing what was right and just, he decided to push it down the line. He knowingly did this, guys. He knowingly did this. This guy, and look, this is, I rarely go off, I try to stay legal and objective here, but morally, this is a horrible decision. I think this is something that's pretty non-controversial, right? If you see that you're failing, you're in debt, you're not doing well, right? You have to, at some points, be realistic. Be adults. An adult has to come in the room and say, we need to cut this, and we need to do what's right. We need to pay people out. And look,
and if the company fails,
to the talent and said, hey, we're not doing well, right? We're not doing well. We need to pay the employees, right? And hey, maybe everybody across the board, including employees, we're all going to take, including the CEO, we're all going to take a haircut. Everybody at the business has to take a 25% haircut across the board,
so that everyone's chance can get.
And we're all going to be in this as a team. Okay, whatever. You could have had that conversation.
It could have happened. Some people would have left,
they decided
but in the end,
to do that. They decided
at least that would have been honorable
at the expense of others. It's absolutely deplorable.
They could have been honorable,
potentially criminal. Finishing up here, I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believe in our brand. You do not deserve this. No, and the Immune Deficiency Foundation didn't deserve this either.
Yeah,
right? And
they screwed over everybody.
Deserves, and what this will get is criminal investigation.
Yes,
into exactly how this went down, who made those decisions, and how that funding.
Something needs to happen.
Is allocated. So that is going to be happening, absolutely for sure. I'm going to be covering this as it gets more serious, as it gets investigated. And
he did make another video about the talents, but like I said, this is more like the horror stories and also other things. So I'll wait until to see whether or not something significant, like more lawsuits or more like substantial destruction that was happening behind the scenes. Either way, that's basically about it.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Hold on, let me just... Okay, hold on, let me just... There we go. There we go. There we go. So that way he gets... That way that it's not all blurry and everywhere. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. That's the second video here. And yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane how basically Gunrun thinks that he's going to be able to get away with this. He made a statement. Now, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a person outside giving my own thoughts here. But in the end of the day, Gunrun needs to get hit with lawsuits. Vshojo, the who's ever needs to get hit with lawsuits. There needs to be lawsuits happening because in the end of the day, they cannot get away with this. If they get away with this, I know some people say they should learn from this and never do this again. But by the end of the day, if they're able to get away with this with no punishment, then more than likely they won't do this again. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. At least with lawsuits, they'll have second guesses. Either way, that's about it. Let me know in the comments what you think about these two videos, about Rev and about Legal Mindset. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. Do you think there's still more news besides the horror stuff? Because the town's gonna be talking about more horror stuff and what's been happening. And yeah, oh jeez. Let me know. Do you think there's gonna be more news here? Do you think we still have more stuff coming out? Do you think it's still somehow gonna get worse, like what Rev said, or do you think it's finally time that we see it start dying down and start just looking at the horror stories of the talents and also the people who are involved, like involved, and did some stuff. Literally, either way, we're gonna be finding out during this week. Hopefully, I don't have to make another video about this whole situation because I want to go back to normal, play games. Either way, hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you tomorrow. Comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this situation. Basically, let me know what you think about this situation. Like and share the video to basically help me spread. Also, don't forget to hit the black bell button down below. I'll save that for the last. Like and share the video to help my influence grow, and also to spread it everywhere, glaze it everywhere, help my influence grow. Take that as you will. Also, don't forget to press the black bell button to be notified whenever my videos pop up, because you know how YouTube channel is. She doesn't bother announcing my videos, and also sometimes I forget to post out videos too. All right, that's about it. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, no more news about it. If so, god dang it. Anyway, for right now, my dark minions. And like I said before, I will leave the links down below for you guys to watch without my beautiful voice. And for right now, and also pause it. And for right now, my dark minions, dismissed!